Did you enjoy the clickbait on the thumbnail? I have a red circle and an arrow in the same thumbnail. I'm sure this video will get 1,000,000 views now. I'm pulling for it. Anyways, I just got done watching Death Note 2017, Death Note the Netflix series, Death Note 2017 American film, however you want to call it. And I have already talked about Death Note on this channel before. There was a live action series coming out in Japan based on the anime, and I did an extensive cover of that. I was doing episode reviews. I have a series review out for that. In that video, I did talk about this US film that they were going to release. I didn't know it was going to come out on Netflix. Zac Efron was pitched as the main character for a while, and that was a big deal. But finally, it came out, and it was not what everybody was expecting. This script that was in development for all these years, it finally got pushed through, and we finally have this live-action US Death Note movie. And I was so excited to watch this, because I knew I was going to make a video, and I haven't done like a movie review like this in a while. And I haven't like sat down, let's just watch a movie. And the movie I chose was Death Note. And there was so much they could have done with this product. Death Note, pretty much one of, if not the most popular anime. It's like this classic anime, and there's this thing going on with source material right now, and we just had Ghost in the Shell. It's going to be a big thing. And what they ended up doing with it, they just made this weird tweeny boppy version. They cursed, even though it seemed like a PG-13 movie, of this love relationship thing that resembles the anime, but there's none of the actual characters, and everyone's kind of acting a little bit different. It doesn't make sense. And I could talk about source material adaptations for days, but really, this is a case of where if you're going to do something different with it, just make something like completely different, artful, like do everything differently. And they went for that. But not only is like the ideas, that's the most important thing about Death Note, the ideas and like the genuine little beats of that story, just take those. If those are the same people who like it, don't make this, we don't really kind of give a shit about the source material, half middle ground, but it's like, let's pay homage in these weird little ways. This honestly just felt like a mess of different things going on here. This could have been an amazing film, but the direction it went in, some of the choices, that entire, I'm going to get into spoilers now, that entire Ferris wheel scene, I like the big twist. I like that we're just doing this small little mind game. If you're gonna make a bunch of these fucking movies, then I guess I can't stop you. But this was, what really irked me the most is like how in an hour 40 minutes we're supposed to cover that L is gonna try to be this like the L, unique take on his character. I've already seen like 10 iterations of this motherfucker, even in live action. But this one was interesting. I think if they're going for what they were going for, this was a good choice. As for Willem Dafoe, I'm seeing Willem Dafoe everywhere right now. I'm like watching a bunch of his movies. I played Beyond Two Souls, so I'm just really used to seeing this guy by now. But he did a perfect voice. Everything he needed to do, he did. Ryuk was like possibly my favorite character for a while, because I love that he was like this kind of Oz figure lurking in the background, just kind of letting everything play out. And with all the theories about light and him being a Shinigami, or maybe Ryuk was controlling him the whole time, when you go into those theories, it just makes Ryuk look so much cooler. But this Ryuk, he got shit done. He was on top of shit. He looked like this dominant force that the Death Note, like he was the one who like made the magic behind the Death Note happen. But he couldn't do, sharks coming out of toilet. I like that line. He got a lot of good lines. He ended the movie, saying how interesting humans are. I thought that was great. I did really like this iteration of Ryuk. It was much better than looking at a dumb CGI mess. And then we can just, cover the main character, Nate Wolff, who I'm making my review for Paper Towns right now. He's in that. And he's, it's like someone told him just play like a little goth boy, like he's gonna be like this tough like little kid, but then he's gonna be scared. He's gonna be funny. Sometimes he's gonna be like, "Shut up, motherfucker," and that's basically your character. You're an edgy little, like pop rock, headphones in kind of guy. You're gonna be him, and yeah, that's who. And they were, no, I thought we could eat some popcorn and maybe put some names on the list. You fucking sociopaths. And then the whole thing with Mia, they made her this huge character. Light was not even what Light is supposed to be. He was like this kind of indecisive little bastard before he came in with the ending. Maybe it was like kind of an origin story for this character, and then in the sequels we'll have the Light that we always know. I think that would be cool. I doubt that's what they're doing with this character. I feel like this character just kind of fucking is this like blank face. Hey, if I have to be silly here, I'll be silly, or if I have to be emo, dark, cool looking with a swoop in my hair guy, then I'll be that character. There's a hurricane outside. I really hope I should just use my better microphone. I thought it'd be funnier if I used the shittier microphone. Why did I do that? But really, my ultimate takeaway with this movie is like there was even if this movie wanted to be a bad piece of shit Death Note, it had the potential to be. And all the things they were like taking away from the source material led me to believe that's what it was, especially with all these people shitting on this movie. But then I watch it and I'm just like, there are these little points I really love in here, but everything else I couldn't care anything about. I'm like, usually like this would be a big deal. Something I love is getting this, like this is Dragon Ball Evolution. It could have been that bad, or it could have been this amazing like new, like this is gonna start all of the anime movies, like how it did, like comic books, Iron Man and the Dark Knight, how that made 1,000,000 comic book movies. Maybe this will convince people 1,000,000 anime movies, but no, that's not what this is. This is just a shaky little release that finally got squeezed out, and everyone's shitting on this movie. And it's just like, if a sequel comes out, like, no, I should be super excited to see how they ruin or worship this. But if a sequel comes out at this point, I'm like, I don't fucking care. This was just a boring movie. It had this cool twist thing at the end, but it was just like, oh, this is kind of like Death Note a little bit, but it was just a boring film. This was nothing like Death Note is supposed to be this extravagant, if you watch the opening and endings, this giant mind game woven in between these amazing shots. Often in Death Note, the whole scene will go black and white, and then there will just be this red over light, and he'll just be going into mastermind mode, and then he hits back into reality. That's what Death Note is. This is like emo little tough couple, like, oh, do you want to make some popcorn type of shit. And I did love Visa, or Mia, whatever they call her in this movie, Light Turner. She was like, get my fucking book. And then he still, like, everything that happened there was great. This movie had these little bits, but ultimately, if I were to rate Death Note, the 2017 Death Note live action US, Nate Wolff, however you want to call it, Willem Dafoe, I would give that Death Note and not the other live action Death Note, or the live action TV series with multiple sequels. Not that one. This live action Death Note, I would give a 5 out of 10. It was another movie. Award-winning recommendation. Another movie. I'm just happy I finally just watched this so I can finally talk about it with other people, because everyone's talking about this movie and making a video on it. But the unfortunate thing about that is it's a boring nothing movie. Death Note, US 2017. Yeah. This is my video about it. Hey.
2025. I be wanted dead or alive.